After watching a whole season full of exciting moments, how disappointing is it that the college football season ends with two teams getting picked to play in the final game?
It really is disappointing, especially because these two teams might not even have earned the right.
Exactly. These teams at the top might have not even played each other throughout the year, or have had teams played in common, so it's impossible to decide who is the better team. Even according to President Obama, the BCS system needs to be changed.
We should be creating a playoff system. 8 teams. That would be 3 rounds to determine a national champion. It would add 3 extra weeks to the season. You could trim back on the regular season. I don't know any serious fan of college football who has disagreed with me on this. I'm going to throw my weight around a little bit. I think it's the right thing to do.
I agree with everything he talks about, except how he says it should be an 8-team playoff. I believe it should be a 16-team playoff, only because the teams at the top are so good that in order to tell the overall best team, you need the extra 8 teams.
Yes, exactly. The 8 extra teams make the playoff twice as exciting, and even bring in extra revenue for the sport. Now, the college teams playing in these bowl games are losing money by playing because fans don't attend, which is not how it should be. According to Austin Murphy, a Sports Illustrated writer in 2009, Ohio State lost $1 million from ticket sales for the Music City Bowl. Now, this is just totally unfair for a program to lose money after getting placed into a bowl.
Yes, and by incorporating this new 16-team playoff, the teams would actually make the money, because you could have the higher-seeded team host the game. Now, this would be the advantage the higher-ranked teams would have, which gives you a goal to strive for throughout the season.
Why couldn't that work?
We tried campus sites in basketball. As you know, I was director of the Final Four before I got to do this, and it didn't work. The school said it's too much of an advantage. We have to go to neutral sites, and that would happen as quick as could be in a football playoff.
A legitimate response to the commissioner's comment would be they deserve the advantage because they had a better season. The only argument I could see opposed would be that this would mean an extra 4 weeks to the season. My response would be yes, it is an extra 4 weeks, but if you ask any player or coach, I guarantee you they would want the extra 4 weeks if it determines a valid winner, unlike the system now.
Look at Boise State, for example. They get discriminated against every year just because they're not in one of these big conferences like the SEC or the ACC. Now, this doesn't mean they're any worse of a team than the Alabamas or the Auburns. We just haven't been able to tell because they're never given the fair chance.
Another great example is last year when Auburn and Oregon got the national championship bids, but TCU, another weak conference team, was left out. They proved their excellence by destroying their opponent in their bowl. The only way to eliminate this bias is by implementing the playoff system into football. This way, the real best team comes out on top. The president of the BCS talks about this weakness in an interview, dodging the question because he has no real answer.
What about a school like TCU or Boise State last year? You said that without the BCS, a school like TCU couldn't play in the Rose Bowl, but what's your message to their fans who say, well, we didn't want the Rose Bowl, we wanted to play in Glendale?
Well, what we have is a 2-team championship game, and Team 3 this year got a tremendous reward. And if you talk to Coach Patterson, he knows that those athletes got a lifetime experience. And the opportunity for them and their fans to get to go and get the form of the Rose Bowl was a wonderful, incredible experience. And I would not want to take that away from them.